Hello, everybody. So I know this is kind of like a little bit of a weird live topic, but I don't know. I trained our team on this. I trained like literally over 1,000 people on this, and I think it's so important. And so I'm still getting messages about this live, about this training that I did. So I figured, gosh, if it was that important to our team that I'm still getting messages like 4 weeks, 5 weeks later, it's time to give it to the masses. So as you guys hop on, say hello. Let me know, where are you coming in from? I love to know how far we're reaching. If you've never met me before, my name is Jenny Lynn Curry. I live here in Sumner, Washington with my husband and 3 of our 5 kids. The other 2 are, doing their own thing. Anyway, so I have been on this self-love and better me journey now for a little over 2 years. And I started personal development like years and years before that. But it's really like kicked into high gear over the last 2 years. So as you guys jump in, say hey, let me know where you're coming in from. Hey, Laurel and Evelyn, Brenda, Mike, Patty, look at all you guys coming in. Jackie, hello. New York in the house. It's 9:30. I know, I'm early. What? No, I'm just kidding. I will get my life together at some point, and like actually make a schedule for you guys where you know what time I'm going to be live, but it's just what happened. So as you guys jump on, if you think someone in your life needs to hear this or at any time during this video, please share it out. I know that I did this training because it was something that I needed to hear. I was literally training people because I needed to hear it. And so definitely if it resonates with you, it's probably resonating with a lot of other people in your circle. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to jump right into it. It's got 10 tips. We'll elaborate a little bit on it, and then we'll move on from there. So top 10 tips for self-love. Number 1 is you are enough. We live in this world of nothing is ever enough, right? There's not enough money to pay the bills. There's not enough gas in the tank. I am not strong enough to lead this team. I'm not smart enough to go for that promotion. I'm not fast enough to go for that team, or whatever it is. It's always, I'm not enough. But here's the deal. You are absolutely enough. You are absolutely what God intended you to be. You are absolutely everything that you need to be inside of you. You are enough. So whatever you stand for, you believe in, you believe that you are enough, because it's just, you are. I know that I have to have that like stabbed into my head a bazillion times, but you are. Number 2 is share your whole story. So you'll notice that I won't tell you my entire story, because in my head, I think nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to listen to that again, right? Nobody is gonna care where I came from or how I got here or what's going on in my life. I'm not gonna tell them. So I'm gonna tell them this little sliver of my life, and that's gonna be what I'm gonna tell them. But here's the deal. If you talk to someone and you ask them, when you ask them like about a triumph, you know what they talk about? What's the one thing that they talk about when you ask them when they're winning? How did they get there? Or what did they do differently that you maybe you don't think you have enough of you in you, right? Again, that aspect of I'm not enough is coming in. What's the one thing they talk about? They talk about what happened to them. They talk about that scary time where they failed at something and they were broken and they were bent and they didn't know what the heck to do, so they just kept going. right? So when you talk about belonging to a team and you ask them, why do they love belonging to a team? Sorry guys, my phone's buzzing up there. They're going to tell you what it felt like not to belong. They're going to tell you what it felt like when they were being excluded from everything. They're going to tell you what it felt like to be on that elementary school playground and being picked last for the game. They're not going to tell you what it feels like to stand at the top of the podium and be so excited and be overjoyed and be, uh-oh. Thanks for telling me, sorry. Can you guys hear me now? On TikTok anyway. You guys can hear me, right? Give me some little ear emojis if you can hear me. Can you hear me? I was on a roll. I hope you can hear me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so if you are, oh good. If you are sharing your whole story, you're going to help more people. So that's tip number 2 is share your whole story. Don't sugarcoat it for somebody just because you don't know whether they are going to feel some type of way about it. Number 3, top 10 tips for self-love. Number 3 is engage with the world. You're worthy to be there. You're worthy to stand up. You're worthy to show up and be like, hey, this is my life. I'm taking control of it right now. You are worthy. Thanks for the ears. You are worthy to be present, to be known, to be heard. Okay? That's tip number 3. Tip number 4 is vulnerability is the birthplace of love. Here's the thing. So most people hate getting vulnerable, right? They think, I'm going to put on this armor and I am strong and nobody is going to penetrate past this. The problem is the armor is like a cast. Nothing good can get out of it, right? Nothing good is going to be able to chink through that armor that you just plastered on you. And here's the deal, guys. And this is going to take us right into number 5 is vulnerability. Just be vulnerable. Because here's the thing, we all have failures. We all have trauma of some sort. Maybe it was a little bit, quote unquote, more traumatic for one person than another, but we all have trauma. Doesn't matter how big or how small, it was traumatic in your life or my life or Ivy's life. It was trauma. Big or little, we all have it. We have trauma. We have failure. We have that uncertainty. So that armor that we're putting on when we don't want to be vulnerable and we don't want to let the truth out and we want to hide from everything is not protecting you. It's actually keeping you from being seen. It's keeping you from living. It's keeping you from being that partner or that parent or that business owner, that professional that you want to be because you don't want people to know what's behind the curtain, right? So get vulnerable because with no vulnerability, there is no vulnerability without failure. Being vulnerable actually means that you have to say, I failed. You actually have to accept and say it out loud that I failed at something. And that sucks. Saying, I didn't make the cut or I didn't do the thing sucks. But that's all part of being vulnerable and living in that truth. Number 6 is to let go of your armor. Take it off. Let it down. Because the more vulnerable, the more open, honest, the more you tell your story, the more you don't have to pretend anymore. The more you are really you. The more you can be like, hey, this is me, take it or leave it, I don't care, right? So are you living in or out of the box? But who put you in the box? If that's where you're living, who put you there? I put myself in the box. Nobody told me that I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Nobody told me I couldn't be successful at running a business. Nobody told me I couldn't be successful at running a team. Nobody told me I couldn't be a car earner. I had that in my head. That goes back to the I'm not enough. Nobody told me that. That was what I created in here. I put myself in the box. Why are we in the box? There is no box. So, how do you get out of the box? How do you get out? The how is not talking about your truth or vulnerability, not seeing you. Excuse me. How is not talking about your truth or your vulnerability serving you. If you don't want to talk about your vulnerability, if you don't want to talk about your truth, if you don't want to do anything and you want to continue to hide, what is that serving you? What is that doing for you? How is that moving your life forward? Wasn't helping me any. I don't know about you guys. Was it helping you? I don't know. I'm going to guarantee it wasn't. So number 6 is let go of your armor because the armor is way too freaking heavy. Number 7 is speak to yourself the way you speak to someone you love, right? I would never talk to Noah. I would never talk to Gabby. I would never talk to Logan. I wouldn't even talk to Ricky on a bad day the way I talk to myself in here. When I look in the mirror and I tell myself all of these horrible things, I would never say those words to one of my kids or to my husband or to my best friend, but I'd say them to me. I'd say them to myself. I think them all day long. So number 7 is speak to yourself the way you would speak to someone you love. Number 8 is let go of perfectionism. And I love this quote by Brene Brown. She said, when professionalism is driving, shame is always riding shotgun and fear is in the back seat. Actually, she said, fear is the backseat driver. That, when I read that, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, whoa. So let go of perfectionism, because it doesn't exist, for one. And when perfectionism is driving, shame is always in the passenger seat and fear is the backseat driver. Because if you're trying to live in this perfect world, nobody is perfect. I guarantee you, we all have flaws, we all have failures, we all have trauma, we all have uncertainty, we all have all of these things. And if we are trying to be perfect, we have this shame of whatever that trauma was. We have this shame of whatever that failure was. We have this shame of whatever that uncertainty was. And then we have the fear of, oh crap, what if somebody finds out? Oh crap, what if somebody calls me on my shit? Excuse me, I said that word. What happens if somebody sees that? So let go of the perfectionism because it's not serving anyone. You trying to be perfect because nobody is. Number 8. Did I give you number 8? I think I gave you it. Oh, yeah. So number 8 was let go of the perfectionism. But I wrote some notes down. I look, live, work perfect. If I do that, then I can avoid or minimize the criticism or the blame. So, for instance, I'm live, right? If I hide and if I'm cooking in my kitchen and my house is a freaking disaster, my counter's always cluttered. You guys know this? It's like we have what does my husband call it? Horizontal surface syndrome. That's what we have. My husband says we have horizontal surface syndrome because every flat surface in our house has stuff just all over it. I mean, we have a small house and there's 5 of us plus 3 dogs and a couple lizards and some other stuff going on in here. So it's just the way it is. But if I hide from that fact, because I have haters on my Facebook page or whatever that are like, oh my God, your house is so dirty. Oh my God, I can't watch you cook because of all that stuff on the counter behind you. I don't give a rip. I will invite you to the block party. See you next Sunday. Okay? Okay. I don't care. That's because I don't care. Like, let that be you. I'm not perfect. So if the problem is behind me on the counter and I'm talking to you right here, why the heck are you looking behind me? That's your issue, not mine. Right? And so if we get rid of that, oh, everything has to be perfect, everything has to be exactly the way it's supposed to be, or it's just going to fail, everything's going to fail. Who the crap cares? So I got a spam risk call. Oh my God. Anyway, so just because you look perfect does not mean that you're going to avoid any kind of criticism or minimize the blame or ridicule you're going to get. People are going to be Karens. Pardon me if there's a Karen on here. I didn't mean it like that. But people are going to be that way because they have other stuff going on in their lives, right? They've got crap going on in their lives that they need to deal with and they're taking it out on you. And it's okay. I'll pray for you anyway. It's totally fine. Do what you got to do. But not wanting to be hurt makes me not seen, right? Because I'm not being authentic. I'm hiding. Nobody wants to watch me hide, right? I mean, I am kind of hiding. I'm in the bedroom with the door locked because the children and the dogs are outside. It's so funny. But you cannot do anything brave if you're wearing this straight jacket of what people are going to think about you. Nothing good ever came out of a comfort zone. So what the heck are you doing? Why are you sitting in the back going, okay, I think it's almost ready. I think we're gonna do it this time. Why? Just do whatever it is. Just do it. Speak into existence whatever it is that you want. Be vulnerable. Tell your story. Because there's nothing good that comes with you being in a straitjacket of, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, it's not perfect. Doesn't work. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help you. You're stuck in a box like, what are those jack things, jack in the boxes? You have to, I cannot even speak sentences anymore. You know, you have to crank the thing and then the jack in the box jumps out. Y'all are being jack in the boxes if you're stuck in the box. Nobody's cranking the freaking thing. Anyways, I'll get off my horse. So you cannot do anything brave if you are wearing the straitjacket of what people will think of you. So take it off, step into your greatness, show the world who you are. Ha. Number 9 I'm sweating, y'all. I'm sweating. Oh my God. Okay. So number 9 is be grateful. And I will tell you, like, this was a huge thing for me. When I joined this company, when I joined this team, they said, write out your gratitude. Whoa, I almost fell over. Write out your gratitude and your affirmations every day. I'm like, who is this lady telling me to write this crap? I mean, seriously, you're just making me do busy work. This is not going to do anything. This is not going to, it's just not. I'm spritzing, y'all. But I will tell you that I am coachable AF. You tell me to do something, I'm going to do it because I would change bank accounts with you in a minute, is what I told her. Okay, fine. I will do it. So I got out my pen and my paper and I wrote out 10 sentences about things that I wanted to happen. And I said, I am a referral generating magnet. I am a car earning champion. Everybody wants to join my team. I am the leader of a massive organization. And guess what? Last April, I earned my free car. And guess what? I have over 1,500 people in my downline, customers and promoters. scared the crap out of myself. And I also wrote out 10 statements of gratitude every single day. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for the bed that I sleep in. I'm grateful for hot showers. I'm grateful for cozy slippers. I'm grateful for my dogs that want to cuddle all the time. I'm grateful for the breath in my lungs. I'm grateful for the fact that I can see after I got shot in the eye with a Nerf gun. I could ramble them off all day long, because when you sit in that gratitude, when you become grateful for all of the things that you are given more. So be grateful for what you have. And here's the problem that a lot of times I run into, especially, is I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Anybody else? Anybody a shoe dropper? I am one of those people that waits for the other shoe to drop. If something's good's happening, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. What's the catch? What's going to happen? This is too good to be true. I don't know. Be grateful for what you have and move on. Don't sit and wait for something to happen that's bad, right? Don't wait for the other shoe to drop. Just appreciate all the goodness, appreciate all the gratitude, and go for it. Okay, number 10 in your top 10 self-love is just practice authenticity. Wow, you can tell that was authentic. Practice authenticity. Because here's the deal. It is literally a practice. Like, I am not good at telling my story. I'm not good at piecing the puzzle together and telling you what happened in my past or what happened in my childhood or what's going on in my business. I'm not good at that. So I go live. That's my practice. Because I'm like, no. And so practice authenticity, because being authentic is not something that just comes naturally. When we're talking, we just want to be like, or some of us anyway, me in particular, I want to be like in the back of the room watching everybody else, because God forbid the attention is on me. Like, y'all, I am not a fan of going live. I am not a fan of talking to a camera. I'm not. I will be the first one to tell you. But I do it because I know that there are people out in the world that need to hear my voice, that need to hear what I have to say, that need to hear these top 10 self-love ideas, right? And so I show up for the people that are watching me, not for me. I could live the rest of my life if I did not have to press that go button. I could live the rest of my life in a happy, peaceful bubble bath. But I know that I need to show up, because there are people that will message me and be like, oh my gosh, I needed that today. I needed to hear your voice today. I needed to read that post today. I needed that laugh today. I needed that devotion today. I needed what you gave me today. And because I showed up, they got what they needed. So practice being authentic. Make the choice to be seen. Tell your authentic story. Let go of the fake you. It's not serving anybody. Being in that box isn't serving anybody. So let go of it. All right, guys, that's it from me. You got your 10. I hope you got value out of that. If you did, smash the share button. Send it to all of your friends, all of your family, anybody you think will get value from this. And come join me again tomorrow. I love and appreciate you all. Have a great Tuesday. See you.